Ka sorkar Meghalaya Democratic Alliance hapo ka jingelam jo umentri rang ba Conrad ke sangma kalalumi ke jingelang bat baro ki sengsan perthei ki bedon ha ka jela Meghalaya ha ka bai dei ba ka roster system jong ka reservation policy bat kani ke jingelang kala shimye karai ban thau ye ka committee ban khmi bnya halor kani kamat bat ban pynsangeh shwa ye ka jingthungkam thungjam hadu bandara dep shim ye karai ba khadu Hakani gejingelang lawan bani simmentari kinong elam juga sengsan perthai per ki bekentop ikaseng NPP, BJP, Congress, AITC, UDP, HSPDP, VPP khnam baki baki. Kani gejingelang kablane bun kenta nakaliang umentri rang ba ula pensyabat pensautu ikini kinong elam halo kejingpun krek ke sorkar ya kejing cembu ban pentri kami ke roster system jong ke reservation policy. Kinong elam jong ke VPP baka khnam kila mi jendat no nakani gejingelang bat kila penpau Bakani ke jingelang kamlong ke badan jingmun. Namar ba lay kerentang halor ke roster system. Bat simla trek pat ban ketak ni ban yatai hakabede baka reservation policy. Kat ba kiwi pat kisengsan perthai kila penpau ke jing sultanat. Baka sorkar kala ai ke jingkular ban thau ye ke komiti. Ke ban kemi benia aha ke ban nedei bat ke roster system. Bat ban pynsangeh shwa ke jingthungkam thungjam. Ka VPP baka khnam. Ila penpau baka sorkar kadai bani keren bat yatai halor ke reservation policy bat kapor keladai ban penkelano ikani ke policy terikam ke bala palat sampos nem da ke pensyong nong rim kat kum ke jing bunpat kaseng EITC ke penpau ke jing sohun halor ke jing penkre ya ke roster system hanreikin up baka sorkar kan shim ya kara ke bakadu hadien bakala dep bani selok bat baro ke bidan bentah Kat bah ka bedei bat ka jingdawa ban penbet thmai ya ka reservation policy unong yalam ka TMC simla tre ban keren AA nakaliang unong yalam joko Congress uba Ronnie V Lengdo ulapan pa ka jing sultanat halo ka rukom pen kre ka roster system khamtam haba ka sarkar kala ai ka jingkular ba kanom dei ka basa siliang ya kanu kanu ka jai benri ha ka bedei ba ka jingdawa ban penbet thmai no ya ka reservation policy ka jela uba Ronnie ulaong bahap banlong ki bahusiar namar ba ladadon ki balik ujor sakayeng kasari kalak pat ban bu ha kejingma namar ka dei tang ha ka jela Meghalaya ka jing bahakam ka kwat adu prapusan na kasispa
namar ngin mulak ban kren ya roster la dam kren reservation no how can we speak about roster system if reservation is not being discussed so that is what we've been insisting upon the government and so unless the government talks about the reservation, I think there's no point talking about the roster system. Because, it's like putting the cart before the horse. So unless you talk about the reservation policy, roster system, discussing and spending time in the roster system, for us as a party, we feel it's just a waste of time.
That can be implemented. Yes. That can be implemented easily by the different department. They don't need to call us meeting. It is not so complicated. It's not rocket science to understand the roster system. So first, we come to this meeting simply because we have been invited to come. They put in the subject of the letter as reservation roster. So we thought that the twin issues will be discussed. But when in the meeting, we asked whether, why the OM of 2022 does not speak about the population structure, which the 1972 resolution clearly stated that the principle of reservation is the population also. Exactly. But here, the OM of 2022 speaks nothing about the population structure, and therefore we feel that it is pointless to have a discussion on the roster system, which is, I would say, a very simple matter which can be understood by anyone without coming to this meeting also. Bom hun ni namar ba kamlong hi kum subject jongki ki reservation roster penekran and they kimkran yek reservation ki kran mitang roster hi long ba they base the roster on the, I would say, that the unjust reservation policy. So ultimately that roster system is unjust roster. Why? Because it is based on the unjust policy, and therefore unless and until you correct the policy based on the population structure, it is pointless to talk about the roster system.
Yok kerja kemudian hakiwai kerja bahkan naga perapau kon poin sanpau.
Sanpau. The cái latest ruling janga Supreme Court na sanpau ka kiu shakan ropau. And this is manongi phi ka way ka reservation hangne ha phi page reservation ha ki centrally funded ha ki central institutes. Ya ki shell tribes ka ya bit 7.5% throughout India. Ha ki scheduled areas ki ya katkum ka reservation jang katu ka university number ki suk ka scheduled tribe areas. The kira ka suk bagan ni ka scheduled tribe areas kam dei bagan ni ka 80% kan pat poisha court kala poisha court ka no husin tang ba ka court kam lei this is subject of the government hadu mentang kam pat lei ka court bangin ong mangi bakan le who are we to say.
So what will be the next step?
Long subuh menjala ada pentlai kini ke reception kat no yang saya depan mangkasi kat no.
Pi kalong ba pinpay na do 1971. 1971 hang tu giyong ba ka resolution ka baklang tu kong bang in basic population. But ka way kalong ba ki ko ka reservation kam dei ka combined ST. Tingamla ru ban shim ya ka combined ST population. Ya hap shim hi ya ke individual ST population. Ka individual ST population ha 1971 ki khasi kilong sub percent. Ki karo la shur round up to 32%. Leki dunai ka 32%. They ha 2011 ka population jing khasi ke 47%, ka population jing garo ke 32%. Tinang ta plaban su thu ka population structure come reflect haka reservation policy ka ba ka 1972 resolution ka ongba it is based on the population.
Nakalang ga jongi ngila so thu ga ning meeting ga pampai legislation nuru ngila pasyang ban shock ban snap ban ai ki jing mut ki jongi ki baba henry ngi so thu batang ini meeting te kanum poi sanu nuru ka ban kong ngi yang ginong rem ban pentri kam ya kani ka rosta sakhamat kini ki data ki baki collect kimdei ban collect na do ka kana spat ni puar namar lada ki le komta ki data ki bakin collect kinlong ba sumudur kimdei ki ba biang tikna kapamun lada le komta kini ki data baro kinlong ba bakala badda kalanti ka ba bakala ngin pen kre ka roster register bad kani ka roster register pada ngin pen rekam ka roster system bad kalanti sakhamat kan bakala non nata kada nakaleng ka jongi nomor ka high court rukal ai ka bori ka legislative bahkan so bahkan wanra maka bahkan wanra ta cut off ya na do menno pin pentrai kami kalau sudah teka government ka dei ad lebati ban sim yang kata karai henry ban ong bangin pentrai kam na do gisnam ki baradam kalau ngaba khamtam pin I menta ki babon ki khun samla ka jung in mi advertisement ki babon bai ki le ki jai ben reo nang te rilom garo tekawan ba ka jik sosi kawan bai ka jik sosi nomor kisau do nang nomor kumangila kran do menengkong kabala adab menshwa kada ukasi ubon ka department of welfare ka daw ka di garu umla te umla lai bon bam ka to sa person umla bam re ta ka labs no ta ka policy ka ong ba hawa labs di ban ai no ski bai pada te nakaleng ko jong hingi la batai ru ba nakaleng government ba le si ka resolution policy happy ban ekran pi pendale chakatan rai yakni ka jingkali ban ong balai 40% yu garo bat balai 40% yu khasi jentia habau ka jingbon pa ibon khasi jentia ka jing yakni jingkali akli nungkong dau captain williamson sangma su yang nungkong jongka jala ka jongi bat yakni ka jingkali ujubab dalade daga boong ba ngi habai 40% yu garo watla bon pa yu khasi namar bala ringi pen u garo dang tuna apalan hagi trikam sorkar ba per pi nak tak tahu yo ya sapau lada kani ka roster ka terkam menta kala tikna ba kini yo nak kumjuk kai mdon cu batam te lada menta kala yo kumjuk su mdon cu batam te kata sapau ru abi pekala no lamar ka base ka tanrai balai ngiyo kumjuk wat lada ngi hepat ka dau ba nakaleng ka sorkar atau ka por ko ong ba kiduna palat teman tak kiduna su tepen kalan o sapo na kata kadau ni sta juga poin ya ka resolution policy san posinem ka sorkar kam di penting ban discuss kam di penting banyak kran banyak khot banyak pelujumon kana ka batam kan wan ka jing kentan jong sorkar banyak kran ka pau sai kadar ba ka kampua ya ka jing ba kamtam ba bang im ka stien ka ba ngidon kiwi pada kicik menreru mo ngimnya dai kam dai bandon ka jingya pher hapreng ki neki jaj menduk khasi bat jaj menduk baru tikane ban penting kenai kata pada kadaya ka sorkar ban nakaleng sorkar kel ong man ya thawi ta committee berpen nakaleng ka jongi la bu sekretari ngong biang pi form ki committee ban discuss kane ngi priang henrai ban pynsangeh no ka khot advertisement namar kadang ya keren kini kisi benai ar benai ubadang rung babon tiki besau sir gibon de nakaleng ka jongi ngi la bu kata jing dawa ban nakaleng ka sorkar kalong kin consider ya kane ka benta ban kin pynsangeh saya borok ki advertisement ya ki bela adam declare menilai himnang ni sakmat kinum khotsu klang bangin ya kan chane rosta ka ba kum ka ji jongi kadang simpor.
So now this roster system is being implemented, and we want that while implementing this roster system, all the stakeholders should be put on board. And we'll see after this meeting, the government has assured that some committee will be constituted pertaining to the implementation of the roster system, comprising of each member from each political party.
It's been removed. So we are very happy as Indian National Congress because we're working for the interests of our young generation to ensure that our youth have a future in the state, our youth have faith in the system, and the government, the Chief Minister has clarified very clear that there will be no community that will be discriminated. The roster system is in place because all along after the reservation policy was enacted, there was no roster system in place. So it's been very clear now, it's been clarified. So the young generation should not worry. There will be no discrimination against any community. As per the reservation policy enacted by the Assembly, that will be followed in letter and spirit.
So many of this roster.
You see, cut off here, we've said, the roster system will be in there, will be right from 1972, but the implementation will be prospective.
But only if you don't think Jingawa, you want to plan on reservation policy.
No. P, ngingi don bok, ba natrai di tang kejala jungi, kabayo reservation, hadu proposan persen. Mdan kawai kejala bayo. Tingi don bok, but pindapat bah amjudon kano ka reservation policy kabadalong ya kajai benrio. Pindapat kalong baik ya katu ka community. Pila bano SC, ST, OBC. Di hangi kawan dah kajai benrio te. Tekanum don kum kata kaba kipat ba ajungi ki diben septim ba kandon ke jingle siliang kanum don.
And concerns have been raised and some clarifications have been sought, and hence we have decided that in order to ensure that all the different concerns that are there are clarified, and hence a committee is proposed to be set up, which will be chaired by our Honorable Health Minister, Kong Ampering, and different members from different political parties will be in it, so that we can allow them to seek clarification and give further suggestions on how they propose that or they suggest that we should move forward. Apart from that, certain clarifications have been sought. We have clarified most of the points. Certain clarifications like whether in education sector this particular system will apply or not. So we have clarified that the roster is meant for direct recruitment only, and hence it is not meant to be implemented for education purpose, in the sense for the different seats that are there in different education institutions across the country. So on and so forth. There were many other points that were raised, and we have given a complete clarification on that. We have also in the presentation explained to the different political parties that the appointments that have been made from the past, those appointments from 1972 onwards have been done, and we have put them as far as possible from the different inputs that we received. We have put them and plotted them. And this data has now allowed us to understand the sequence in which we are now today to continue with the roster. I would like to clarify here today also that all the appointments that were made in the past, in all the decisions that were taken as per the reservation policy. And hence they are completely legally binding on the government. And hence the question of us going back and looking at it and cancelling or making adjustments does not arise. So therefore, these were done and appointed based on the reservation policy. And now after the information and data has been plotted, we are now in a position in some of the departments to understand how we're going to move forward. In the meantime, our members from different political parties have requested that till this committee, which will give us a report or will have a final sitting in the next few days, they have suggested that if we can keep any new advertisements on hold, and based on that we have agreed to that as a government, that we will keep things on hold till the committee is satisfied and gives us a final report and final discussion, which we expect it to be happening in a very, very short time. We will come out with the terms and preferences.